welcome to my channel. Yeah, sorry, I had to do this. It's like more of a case where I'm trying to be like Chris Russo a little bit, doing what he was doing. Mad Dog Chris Russo, if you those are not familiar, from the New York metropolitan area, with WFAN, now Sirius Radio, and also you see him on ESPN every Wednesday. But in any case, a little happy per se. As you see the hat, basically, not because of the win of yesterday. That was really good. That was great, but another prospect being brought up to start. Great. I love these. I love these. It's basically Jonah Tong, basically, coming up. I'm a little surprised that Tong's coming up first before Sprout, but if I'm Sprout, I'm pissed off. It's like, how the hell does this kid? He comes in from Double A, went to Triple A earlier this year, and now he's going straight to the majors. Whereas Sprout was doing really well earlier this year. He thought he was going to be brought up first before Tong, but Tong's overleapt, jumped him basically. It's kind of surprising. The fact that he's dominant in the minors is in and of itself unbelievable. Like, it's going to be interesting to see. Tong is definitely going to be starting against the Marlins this Friday. So that's another game worth watching to see how Tong does against the Marlins. Now, granted, it's the Marlins. Yeah, but it'll be, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how he plays out with that, because McLean, did really well first time around. It'll be interesting to see if Tong does the exact same thing as well. This would be great to see. But problem is that only happens because of the fact is that Blackburn was DFA'd and Montes is on the injured reserves. I hate to say this, but the way Senga pitched yesterday, put him in the bullpen. Let him either put him in the bullpen or put him back into the minors and let him rebuild himself again. Because quite honestly, he got us this far, and yes, he kept us in it early on in the season. But after his injury, it seems like every time he gets injured, he just never recovers until he fully heals and like he has a full 3 months ahead of him, and then he comes back and he does really well. Again, he's not your number one star. Tong, if he does well on Friday against the Marlins, him and McLean might be our 1-2 stars that we need. And Sprout could be that third star. And Peterson, like I said, he's kind of a middle to the back of the rotation type of guy. Manea, let's see what happens again with his next start. If he can help him out in the long term. Because quite honestly, he might be the guy that should go to the bullpen as well, too, if he can bring up Sprout. The Mets, of course, are putting Sprout into the bullpen and trying to work him up a little bit. When he was pushed to the bullpen in the minors on Sunday, yeah, he didn't do so well. But I think he's got to adjust to it at that point. If I'm him, though, I'm pissed off. Get up there. Problem is, with Tong coming into the majors right now, actually, I think he still might be eligible, depending on the number of games he plays. He might be still eligible for the Rookie of the Year for next year, him and McLean. I forgot the exact minimum. What's the requirements? Minimum requirements, basically, where if he still play in the prior season, that you can still be eligible for Rookie of the Year. But in any case, if I'm Sprout, I'm pissed off. I want to come in because he's always been a starter, never been a bullpen guy. I see Stearns trying to build him up, but reality is like you got Manea and Montes. Montes is on the bullpen. You're not going to release him. You paid X amount of money, unless the Mets are willing to eat up his contract, which they seem to have done in the past. Why not do it with him at this point? Do they think they're going to work him out and get him for next year? I don't know. Honestly, put it this way: if Tog does really well, McLean does well, Peterson could be your number 4 starter, basically. And if Sprout comes up and he becomes your 1, 2, 3, 4, you could have your 4 starters right there. All you need is a 5th man. You have Senga and or Manea, so five number 6, basically. Honestly, I think Manea is good for like 3 or 4 innings. He's good as a long-term reliever. Worst case scenario, you trade him off or he options out. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because quite honestly, we need these young starters. Manea, I think he's not quite there, as I said, basically, but he needs to work on his stuff. I think he's been figured out. He's going to become another sort of Giants, what he was with the Giants before the Mets signed him. I think if the Mets are smart, they trade him, get some prospects in return for him. So Senga, maybe he could be a 5th or 6th starter, depending on how Sprout comes up. But in any case, this will be interesting to see how it works out. I'd love to see this work out. Again, I've been always saying Senga's not your number 1 starter, not number 2 starter. They should be out in the bullpen or he should go into the minors. Manea, probably go back to the bullpen. If you think I'm wrong, please challenge me on that. Prove me wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for them to prove me wrong. But the reality is, we need this because we need to get into the playoffs. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, unrehearsed. Until next time.